Now, 77-year-old Abid Surti is one of India's best-known comic book artists, and just like one of his fictional heroes, he's on a crusade. But this is his enemy. Yes, every Sunday, the famous painter and illustrator can be found fixing the leaking taps of Mumbai as he tackles what he sees as the monumental waste of water, drop by precious drop. From our studio in Mumbai, Abid told me that his fascination with water began as a child, and he described the apartment block he grew up in.
There are about 50 rooms, and each room has a big family. Water source is only one tap, so we have to queue up. The water comes only for 1 hour. So early in the morning, 5 o'clock, my mother, my father, myself, we all used to stand in the queue just to get one bucket full of water. And there was always a fight. Fight because somebody just breaks the queue, or somebody tries to get more water than the quota is decided by the society.
So you were very aware from a child how important this scarce resource could be.
That is very true. Everything is forgotten from childhood. But this memory of water, scarcity of water, continued even till today.
And I believe that there was a time that you came close to drowning when you were a child.
Yeah, that was when I was with my big family in Surat city, which is in Gujarat. So there my father wanted to take me to the other side of the river where there was an annual fair. So I was about 5.5 years. So we were waiting for the boat to take us to the other shore. But there were many people in the queue. So the boat was completely full, and my father begged to the boatman, please take us, please take my child, have mercy, take more money. But boatman said, no, there is not a single place to put even a foot. So that boat went halfway and sank.
So it sank, and lots of people presumably were fighting for their lives in the water.
Yeah. So I was saved luckily, because maybe I was supposed to do this water work.
You think you were spared from that tragedy in order to do your work later in life?
It could be.
Now, before we talk about your water-saving activities in more detail, I'd like to learn more about your cartoons and how they came into your life. When did you first start drawing cartoons?
Cartoons I used to do in school days also, because I grew up in a very poor family and I wanted to build up some sources of income for myself, for my studies. My parents could not afford. So in school days I started doodling. How I got inspired is very interesting. It was war time, Second World War, and the soldiers used to come by ship. And from dock area, that mini train used to take them to the big station. So we children, poor children, begging, used to run with the small train. So sometimes soldiers used to throw chocolate, sometimes a sandwich, sometimes some book which they have finished, pocket book. Once they threw a comic. And so we all jumped on that, because there were about gang of about 8 to 10 children. So somebody got 1 page, somebody got 3 pages, I also got 1 page. And when I went home with that page, I realized that page was from Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney's comic. I started copying it, and then I realized the secret of Mickey Mouse. Proportions, how he is visualizing it and all that. I found it's very easy, I can do it.
And I gather you started making money from your cartoons quite early in life. How did that happen?
At that time, scouting was very popular. So I was a scout. There was one day called Khari Kamai Day, the real income day. So you have to earn your bread yourself. Some student went out selling handicraft. Some sat down on the pavement doing wood polish. So I realized now I have got some cartoons ready and I can go and I can easily sell them. That gave me courage. So first I went to Times of India. At that time there was no security, nothing. I just went, asked the watchman outside. I said, I want to see the editor. So I was in my scout dress, half brown pant and a t-shirt with a whistle. So I put my cartoon before the editor. Editor just saw it and he accepted it. That was the break I got it. Then it became very easy for me to sell the cartoons.
Now, your most famous creation is the superhero Bahadur. How did he come into being? Where did he come from?
You see, India had become independent, and that feeling was there with everyone. That the goods made in India should be used by Indians. Everything was changing, but in the field of comics, we were using Phantom, we were using Mandrake the Magician, all these Western comics. So Times of India approached me that can you do something Indian? We want to have some Indian superhero. At that time, the biggest problem we were facing in India was the problem of bandits. Today we are facing terrorism. Same way that bandits problem was there and there was no solution in sight. So I created a character who tries to reform the bandits and bring them into the society back.
So there you are, you're a successful cartoonist with millions of readers. What made you want to get involved in fixing people's taps?
Whenever I used to go to anybody's house, a friend's house, I used to see just one tap leaking, just one dripping, and it used to hit me very hard. I used to feel very disturbed, and normally I used to request them, please get it repaired. So they would say, okay, okay, it will be done, don't worry. Then after a few months, I went again to that friend's house. I saw the same tap leaking. So he said that, look, for just small job, the plumbers don't come. So what could we do? These are just drops. Why you are getting so annoyed? But I could not forget it.
Why did you think that those little drops mattered so much?
We used to fight for one bucket of water for the whole family. So those drops were very precious for me. One day in one of the major newspaper here in Bombay, it said that in 1 second, if one drop falls, in 1 month, 1,000 liters of water goes down the drain. That hit me so hard, and simultaneously I got the idea also. I said it's very simple. Just go to the house of the friend, take a plumber, do that job. But then the question was, I will have to hire a plumber. So where will the money come? I was just working out mentally, and suddenly I got 1 lakh of rupees.
1 lakh rupees is 100,000 rupees, which is about 1,600 US dollars.
Yeah, just like a windfall it came. I got it as an award for my Lifetime Achievement Award for Literature. So that money didn't belong to me. It came for this work. That's what I thought.
So you put all the money you won in your literature award into starting a charity to pay for these plumbers.
Yeah, right. Plumber, and there are so many other expenses. So when my 1 lakh of rupees, when it got over, the moment I thought of folding up, I got 50,000 award again for lifetime achievement by the Maharashtra government. So this is the message. I want to underline it. Please do something for others. God will take care of you. God is my fundraiser.
And why do you personally go to fix the taps? Because you could just send somebody else, couldn't you?
No, that won't work. And this was my personal tragedy. That is the agony inside me. I wanted to get clear of that, which I was carrying from my childhood. I mean, if you just hire 50 plumbers and give them the job and they will go and do it, I don't believe in that. I believe in doing it personally and doing it perfectly.
And what do people say when they realise that they've got a famous cartoonist coming round to fix their taps?
Well, I may be very famous cartoonist or comic writer or whatever it is, but for poor people where I work, they don't know me. So I enjoy. They just treat me like another human being.
I gather also that now you're actually writing a children's book or designing a children's book to try to teach children about how precious water can be.
Yes, I'm planning a series of books. The children's minds are very fresh and they pick up environment issues very fast. Adults, I find they always argue with me. These are few drops, let them go. Why you worry? Why you waste your Sundays? If you are a senior citizen, it doesn't mean that you just sit at home. Come out, give 1 hour, give 2 hours. At 77, if I can go to a fifth floor or seventh floor tower and do this plumbing job, you also can come out and you can also do it.